Welcome to the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. So this is the seventh session of Unit 1. So problems on stress strain diagram. Unit 1 is simple stresses and strains. Subject strength of material. So before solving the problems, we should have a look over the list of formulae which are going to be used in the stress strain diagram. So the yield stress is sigma y, that is the ratio of yield load to the original cross-sectional area. So therefore, sigma y is equal to py, where py is the yield load or yield point load and a is the original cross-sectional area. And second formula is ultimate stress, that is sigma ultimate is equal to ultimate or the maximum load by original cross-sectional area. So we are assuming that you have gone through the stress strain diagram. Therefore, sigma ultimate is equal to Pu or Pm by cross-sectional area. Third one is percentage reduction in area, that is equal to original area minus final area by original area into 100. Therefore, percentage reduction in area is capital A minus small a divided by capital A into 100, where A is the original cross-sectional area and A is the final area or the neck area or the area at the breaking point. A is the original area, small a is the final area. So therefore, percentage reduction in area is also written as capital D square minus small d square divided by capital D square into 100. Where D is the original diameter and small d is the final diameter or neck diameter. Then percentage elongation is the ratio of total extension by the original length. So where L minus L by small l into 100, where capital L is the final length, that is L plus delta L, and small l is the original length. Breaking stress, it is the ratio of load at breaking point to the neck area or the final area. Then lastly, the factor of safety, it is the ratio of maximum or ultimate stress to the working or safe stress. So it is used to calculate the safe stress when the ultimate stress or the maximum stress is given in the numericals. Now we will solve some of the problems on the stress strain diagram. A short hollow steel column has an internal diameter 200 mm. What should be the minimum external diameter so that it may carry a load of 1600 kilonewton with a factor of safety of 5. Ultimate stress of the material is 472 Newton per mm square. So first write down the given data. So we have solved one or two problems in the previous sessions of this type. So internal diameter D is equal to 200 mm and the load P is 1600 kilonewton, that is 1600 into 10 raised to 3 Newton, because 1 kilonewton is equal to 1000 Newton or 1 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Here the factor of safety is given as 5. It is the ratio of ultimate stress to the working stress. So therefore, ultimate stress is also given. Sigma u is equal to 472 Newton per mm square. So this cannot be used directly for calculating the cross-sectional area. So therefore, it is required to calculate the safe stress. So we know that factor of safety is equal to ultimate stress by working stress. Therefore, FOS is equal to, or factor of safety is equal to sigma u by sigma. From this equation, we can calculate sigma is equal to sigma u divided by factor of safety. Sigma u is given. The ultimate stress is 472 and the factor of safety is 5. So therefore, the safe stress is 94.4 Newton per mm square. Once we know the value of stress, then we can calculate the cross-sectional area. as the load is also given in the problem. So therefore stress sigma is equal to P by A. So from this equation we can calculate the cross sectional area of the bar or the hollow bar. A is equal to P by sigma, therefore 1600 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 94.4. So the cross section area is 16,949.15 mm square. As we know that the cross sectional area of a hollow bar or a hollow cylinder or a hollow section is pi by 4 into outer diameter square minus the inner diameter square, that is equal to 16,949.15. So therefore d square minus capital D square minus small d square is equal to 4 into 16,949.15 divided by pi. So the value is, after calculation we will get 21,577.5. So therefore external diameter d square is equal to, so this minus d square is shifted towards the right side. So therefore 21,577.5 plus d square. So therefore, so the answer is capital D square is 61,577.5. So therefore D is equal to external diameter D is equal to under root 61,577.5, that is equal to 248.14 mm. So therefore external diameter of a hollow bar is 248.14 mm. So the next problem is on the stress strain diagram. The following data refer to a tensile test conducted on a mild steel bar. So a tensile test is conducted on the universal testing machine, which is used for conducting the tensile test, deflection test, and the hardness also. So to get the stress strain diagram, a mild steel bar is loaded gradually until it breaks into two pieces. While loading, so the load value will be recorded at regular intervals, and also the change in length of the bar or the rod will be measured periodically at various points. So as the load increases, the bar gets deformed, and the different values of loads and the different values of changes in lengths are recorded until the specimen breaks into two pieces. So that load value at different points divided by the cross sectional area will give us the stresses at various points, and the change in length at various points divided by original length gives us the strain values at different silent points. So these stress values and the strain values are used to draw a curve that is known as the stress strain diagram. So while conducting test, some of the readings have been recorded on a mild steel bar until it breaks into two pieces. So the first parameter is diameter of the steel bar, that is original diameter is 30 mm. Gauge length, the original length of the steel bar is 200 mm. Extension at a load of 100 kilonewton is equal to 0.139 mm. Load at elastic limit is 230 kilonewton. Maximum load is 360 kilonewton, and the total extension of the bar is 56 mm. And diameter of the rod at failure is 22.25 mm. Then calculate the Young's modulus, the stress at elastic limit, the percentage elongation, the percentage decrease in area. So before solving the problem, we should have to record all the data given in the problem. Original diameter D is equal to 30 mm. So therefore cross sectional area or the original cross sectional area of the bar will be pi by 4 into D square, that is equal to pi by 4 into 30 square, and is equal to 706.86 mm square. Gauge length or the original length L is given 200 mm. extension at a load of 100 kilonewton is 0.139 mm. So therefore the value of P is 100 kilonewton. So this value will be used for calculating the stress which is required for calculating the Young's modulus, and the delta L is the value that is 0.139 mm, which is at the load 100 kilonewton is taken for calculating the strain value which is required for calculating the Young's modulus. So the load at elastic limit P is 230 kilonewton, that is equal to 230 into 10 raised to 3 Newton, and maximum load PM is equal to, or you can take PU ultimate load 360 kilonewton, that is 360 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. So from this data, these values, that is extension at load of 100 kilonewton is 0.139 mm. This load 100 kilonewton is used for calculating the stress, and this 0.139 is used for calculating the strain at that load 100 kilonewton. That stress value and strain value are used to calculate the Young's modulus. So the stress is proportional to the strain up to proportional limit, and there is a point very closer to the elastic proportional limit, that is elastic limit, but the stress is not proportional to the strain beyond the proportional limit, but it is having an ability to regain its original shape and size after the removal of external forces up to elastic limit. Therefore, so up to proportional limit value will be used for calculating the Young's modulus. So therefore, first we will calculate and the total extension is given, that is 56 mm, that is the total change in length is given 56 mm. This will not be used for calculating the strain which is required for calculating the Young's modulus. And so from this value we can calculate the final length. L is equal to L plus total extension. So therefore 200 is the original length and our gauge length, and 56 is the total extension taken place in the rod when it is tested until it breaks into two pieces. So therefore total length is 256 mm. Diameter at failure, that is small d, it is also called as neck diameter, that is d is equal to 22.25 mm. So first we will calculate Young's modulus. For calculating Young's modulus, we require direct stress and strain value up to the proportional limit. So we know that Young's modulus is stress by strain. So where stress is the force per unit area. So this P value will be, so among, he has given the different loads. So one is maximum load, one is the elastic load at elastic limit, and one is load 100 kilonewton at which some extension is going to take place as 0.139 mm. So this load will be used for calculating, this 100 kilonewton load will be used for calculating the stress value which is required for calculating the Young's modulus. So therefore stress is equal to P by A, that is 100 into 10 raised to 3 Newton divided by 706.86 mm square. So therefore the value of stress will be 141.47 Newton per mm square, and E is equal to change in length by original length. The change in length will not be taken as 56 mm. This is the total extension of the bar will take place up to proportional limit. The change in length will be, that is 0.139 divided by original length, or the gauge length is 200. So therefore 0.000695 is the strain occurred up to the proportional limit. So therefore Young's modulus is equal to sigma by E, that is equal to 141.47 divided by 0.000695, that is 2.0355 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. So this is the value of Young's modulus. Maximum students are getting confusion for taking the value of P. Some students will take the load at elastic limit. So therefore you should not be confused with this value. So you should read in the problem So the extension at the load of whatever may be the load is that load will be taken for calculating the stress which is required for calculating the Young's modulus. Then B, second one is stress at elastic limit. So as we know that stress at elastic limit is the ratio of load at elastic limit by original cross sectional area. So load at elastic limit is given, that is 230 kilonewton, that is 230 into 10 raised to 3 Newton divided by 706.86. This is the cross sectional area, that is the original cross sectional area. So therefore sigma E, or the stress at elastic limit, is 325.38 Newton per mm square. Then percentage elongation, we know that percentage elongation is the ratio of L minus L by L, where L is the total length and small L is the original length. This L minus L gives us the total extension. Total extension L is 256 and small L is 200. So difference will give us the total extension over the gauge length of 200 mm. So therefore 256 minus 200 divided by 200 into 100. So that is equal to 28%. That means when a bar of 200 mm is extended to a length of 256, then the percentage elongation will be 28% of the 28% over the gauge length. Then percentage reduction in area. We know that percentage reduction in area is the ratio of capital A minus small a divided by A into 100. So or it is capital D square minus small d square by capital D square into 100. So where small a is the neck area, that is pi by 4 into neck diameter square, that is equal to pi by 4 into 22.5, that is equal to 397.65 mm square. Original area already we have calculated, because original diameter of the bar is 30 mm. So therefore cross sectional, or the original cross sectional area capital A is equal to 706.86 mm square. So therefore substitute the value of original area and the neck area, and then we'll get the percentage reduction in area. Therefore percentage reduction in area is A minus A, that is capital A minus small a divided by capital A into 100. 706.86 minus 397.65 divided by 706.86 into 100. So therefore percentage reduction in area will be 44.49%, or sometimes you can say it as 50%. And the last problem is a mild steel bar 18 mm diameter and 70 mm long is tested in tensile testing machine. The following data are recorded. Yield load 30 kilonewton, maximum load 45 kilonewton, breaking load 25 kilonewton, neck diameter 8 mm, final length 79 mm. So in the previous problem he has given the total extension. There we have calculated the final length is equal to original length or the gauge length plus extension. So here instead of giving the total extension, he has given the final length 79 mm and the original length is 70 mm. Therefore total extension will be final length minus the original length, that is 79 minus 70, that will be 9 mm is the total extension in the member. Determine yield stress, ultimate stress, breaking stress, percentage elongation and percentage reduction in area. Note down the problem, read the problem carefully and note down the given data clearly. So here yield load. So by using this yield load, we can calculate the yield stress. By using the maximum load, we can calculate the maximum stress or the ultimate stress. By using the breaking load, we can calculate the breaking stress or the stress at the breaking point. And neck diameter 8 mm. So by using this neck diameter, we can calculate the area at the breaking failure or area at the point of breaking the specimen, and final length is 79 mm. So therefore original diameter D is equal to 18 mm and the original length is 70 mm and the neck diameter is 8 mm and the final length is 79 mm. So yield load, that is denoted by PY 30 kilonewton, that is equal to 30 into 10 raised to 3 Newton, and maximum load PM, or you can represent it by PU, that is equal to 45 kilonewton, that is equal to 45 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Braking load PB equal to 25 kilonewton, that is equal to 25 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Original cross sectional area, that is A is equal to pi by 4 into D square, so therefore pi by 4 into 18 square, that is equal to 254.5 mm square. Neck area small a, that is equal to pi by 4 into D square, pi by 4 into 8 square, that is equal to 50.272 mm square. Yield stress, it is the ratio of load at yield point to the original cross sectional area. Load at yield point is 30 kilonewton, that is 30 into 10 raised to 3 Newton, divided by original cross sectional area is 254.5 mm square. So therefore the yield stress is 117.89 Newton per mm square. And ultimate stress is the ratio of load at ultimate point, or the maximum load by original cross sectional area. So maximum load is 45 kilonewton, that is 45 into 10 raised to 3 Newton divided by 254.5 mm square. Therefore 188.63 Newton per mm square. Braking stress, that is sigma B, that is equal to load at breaking point PB by small a. So in some books we can calculate the braking stress by using the original cross sectional area also. If you are using the original cross sectional area, then the stress at the breaking point will be smaller than the stress at the smaller than the ultimate stress. If you are using the neck area, the braking stress will be more than the ultimate stress or the maximum stress produced during the period of testing. So therefore sigma B is equal to PB by A, that is equal to 25 into 10 raised to 3 Newton by 50.272 mm square, that is equal to 497.62 Newton per mm square. You observe the values of the ultimate stress and braking stress. Here we have used the final area, that is neck area, to calculate the braking stress. Load, when the material reaches the maximum load, and after that the load required to break away the material will be goes on decreasing at a certain point, at certain load which is smaller than the maximum load is required to break the specimen into two pieces. So here we have used the neck area, that's why the value of the braking stress will be more than the value of the ultimate stress. Then percentage elongation, as you know that the percentage elongation is the ratio of total extension by gauge length into 100, that is capital L minus small l is the total extension divided by gauge length into 100. Final length is given in the problem directly, that is 79 minus original length, or the gauge length is 70 divided by gauge length is 70 into 100. It works out to be 12.85%. As the length 70 mm is extended to a length of 79 mm, then a length of 9 mm is extended during the period of testing. Therefore the percentage elongation over the gauge length or the original length will be 12.85%. The last one is percentage reduction in area. It is the ratio of A minus A, that is capital A minus A divided by A, original area or the capital A, into 100. So the original area or the initial area before testing is 254.5 mm square minus the neck area, that is the area at the failure or the area at the breaking point is 50.272 mm square divided by 254.5 is the original area, original cross sectional area into 100. So the percentage reduction in area is 80.25%. Okay, this is the end of the session. Thank you.